welcome to the Deep Dive.
Hello.
Today, we're taking a look at this announcement about a planned military parade in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, there's been some buzz about it.
Our main source here is an Arabic news report, Sio Hun Olke. It covers the announcement and, some of the early reactions.
Okay.
So our mission really is just to unpack the key facts, give you a bit of the history, the context, and the different perspectives floating around. A quick, but hopefully thorough look.
Sounds good. And what's interesting right off the bat is the timing, the dates involved.
Right. So Sio Hun Olke reports the White House confirmed it on Friday. President Trump is organizing this parade.
And the date is set for June 14th.
Yeah, June 14th.
And that date, well, it has sort of a double meaning, doesn't it? The source points out it's the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army.
250 years, wow.
And it happens to be President Trump's 79th birthday as well.
Huh, okay. So it's been quite a while since D.C. saw something like this on this scale, hasn't it?
It really has. The source, Seon Jazz, notes this would actually be the first major military parade there since 1991.
After the first Gulf War.
Exactly, which really highlights how, uncommon these big displays have become over the last few decades.
So what are they planning? What kind of scale are we talking about?
Well, the details are still emerging, but it sounds pretty big. The plan includes, active U.S. forces, students from military academies.
Cadets,
right? And also historical reenactors, apparently, plus equipment from different eras.
So like a real historical sweep.
Seems like it. Everything from the Revolutionary War right up to the War on Terror.
That's quite a spectacle they're planning. And, this idea, it isn't entirely out of the blue for President Trump, is it?
No, not at all. Our source reminds us he floated a similar idea during his first term.
Ah, that's right. After he saw the Bastille Day parade in France.
That was the inspiration, yes. He attended and seemed quite impressed.
But that one didn't happen. Why not?
Well, Shinazi brings that up too. The main hurdle was the projected cost. It was estimated at $92 million.
Wow, $92 million. That's a lot.
It is. And there were also, very practical concerns about heavy military vehicles like tanks tearing up the city streets, infrastructure damage.
Right. You can't just roll tanks down Pennsylvania Avenue without consequences.
Exactly. And that cost, it definitely raises questions about, priorities.
And are those same concerns coming up again now?
It seems so. We're seeing reports mentioned in our source material, too, that the D.C. mayor, Muriel Bowser, has already voiced concerns.
About the same things, the streets.
Primarily, yes. Potential damage from tanks and the potential cost of repairs running into millions. It's a familiar issue.
Yeah, the tension between a national display and the local impact. It's always there with these big events in cities.
It really is. It's a balancing act.
Okay, so the mayor's worried. Has the White House formally confirmed this recent plan?
Yes. A White House spokesperson, Anna Kelly, confirmed it publicly. She posted on X, actually.
Okay.
And she linked to a Fox News piece that apparently had more details about who's participating and what kind of equipment might be involved. Simon A's picked up on this confirmation, too.
So it's definitely official.
Seems to be. And adding to that, the Washington City paper apparently reported last month about a possible route.
Oh, yeah. Where do we go?
Roughly 6 kilometers, about 4 miles, stretching from the Pentagon across the river and ending up near the White House.
Okay, so that gives you a sense of the scale. Pentagon to White House, that's a significant route.
It definitely suggests a major event.
So if we pull this all together, what's the stated purpose, according to the White House spokesperson, Anna Kelly?
Well, as reported in Simon A., the intention President Trump has stated is to use the event to honor veterans and current members of the U.S. Armed Forces.
Which is often a key component of these kinds of parades, historically speaking.
Absolutely. Military parades often serve multiple functions, right? Projecting strength, celebrating unity, marking big anniversaries, and yes, definitely honoring the troops.
Okay, so let's wrap up this deep dive. The key takeaway seems to be a big military parade is planned for June 14th in D.C.
Right. It marks the Army's 250th anniversary, coincides with the president's birthday.
It echoes past celebrations, like the one in '91, but it also brings back those familiar arguments about, cost and the impact on the city itself.
Exactly. The historical precedent is there, but so are the modern-day concerns.
So maybe a final thought for you to consider. When you look at the history and all these different viewpoints we've touched on, What do these kinds of displays, military strengths, historical pageantry, what do they really communicate today?
That's the question, isn't it? What kind of conversation does it start? And maybe who is that conversation really for in today's world? Something to think about.